Howdy, 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 all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome back to Anti-Tools Farm. We're playing Stardew Valley without tools. This man who just walked through the door is Berkeley. I'm dressed like a
Hey,
character from Space Olympics. And we're here to farm.
Jared, why is your chest so triangular?
You know,
See that? Just
the
face us. Are you wearing like some armor over everything?
I
Is it a
have
fashion
worked
statement?
really hard to try to model my life after that of a Dorito in every way.
One of the things I've always admired you is just how coated in nacho powder you are.
Everywhere I go. Oh man, that would be terrible.
Also, how often you're featured in the Super Bowl
Oh, that's true. Real life Jared 0 times, but Dorito Jared every year.
every year. All right, well, we're back here. It is summertime. The animals are happy. The farmers are happy. Big Tool is not happy because we are kicking their trash. They're
That's
about to be
right.
obsolete because we are very, very close to finishing the community center. So if you've been following along, or if you haven't been following along, we've got 3 items left to donate. We need some apples, we need a pomegranate, and we need a snow yam. And we have all of those things planted. We're just waiting for them to be harvestable.
Berkeley, we're working on perfection. We've decided that we're going to try to get as close as we can to beating, like 100% beating the game without
Hmm.
tools. And we know that that's not going to be completely possible, but I don't think anybody's ever tried to take it beyond just completing the community center, so it's going to be fun to document it. One of the things that is involved in that is um, catching rare fish, which I didn't even know existed. Are they called rare fish or are they called exotic fish?
Legendary fish.
Legendary fish. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, so the one that's available in summer is called the Crimsonfish,
Okay.
and to catch it, there's a bunch of requirements, but one of them is that you have to be all the way on the far east end of the beach, which means that I need to go rebuild the bridge.
Oh, okay.
We've got
Yeah.
the wood for it.
Okay. Then let's do it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going over there anyway, just because there's good foraging over there. Um, so yeah, I think it'll be worth it, especially for the fish. So yeah, if you haven't played a lot of Stardew Valley, there are 5 legendary fish. There's one for each season, and then one that can maybe be caught in any season, I believe. Um, you have to be level 10 fishing to even get them on your hook, and they each one is in a specific location, and you need to catch all 5 to get perfection.
I built a bridge all by myself.
Nice. Didn't even need Robin to come do it for you.
Yep, and I didn't even need a civil engineering license.
That's why this town's falling apart.
Do not use. Very dangerous.
So we promised that we would do some thinking offline about how we're gonna start working towards perfection, and we have done that. Um, so let me just run through our strategy real quick for anyone that's curious. So there's a lot of requirements to getting perfection in this game, and we've decided to just focus on a few for now, because we're not very smart and we only play once a week, and so it's hard for us to do lots of complicated optimization. So we're just going to focus on a few things at first. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scale up the amount of money that we're making. So we're going to focus on getting the greenhouse full of high cash crops. We're going to get some kegs going, and starting in like midwinter, we're going to just get as many pigs as we possibly can so we can get a lot more money. We're also going to focus on friendship. So we'll start giving away all the fruit tree fruit that we can, and probably get some diamonds going in our crystallarium because those are a commonly loved gift. and also target a few other people. Like Leah, for example, loves truffles, which is something that we can get right now. So we'll do things like that to try to make some close friendships. Then Jared already talked about the fish that we're going to try to catch, and we're going to start watching TV every day to get all the recipes that we need so we can start working towards cooking every recipe. So that is what we're going to focus on right now. As I mentioned, there's a lot of other parts of perfection, but that'll be it for us for the moment. At least until we finish the community center, then we might choose to focus on some other things as well. Any questions, Jared or chat?
Um, I just want to know why it's called perfection. Because usually in games, it's like it's called 100%ing the game. But it's interesting that there's an official title for it in this one.
Yeah, I I don't know what that is. I think that it's hard to call this 100%ing because you could always think of other things to do
Mm-hmm.
in the game. Um, and you get a statue as a reward for completing it called the Statue of True Perfection. Ironically, there's also a Statue of Perfection for something else. We don't need to talk about that though.
Interesting. So there's like just the plain old boring statue of perfection, and then there's the statue of true perfection.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so silly.
Jared, we've got this white chest on our farm. I'm gonna start putting things in there for you to gift to people.
Okay.
Oh, one other note about perfection. In multiplayer, you only need one person to complete every category. And I think we've chosen Jared is going to be the one that gets full friendship with everyone. So he'll be doing the gift giving. Um,
And that way you can see the cutscenes and be entertained with me.
yes, exactly. All right. Well, that's the bookkeeping out of the way. Anything else to add on that?
Not on my end. I'm just, I'm excited to be back to my roots, fishing out on the beach.
All right.
This
Well, in that.
definitely feels like a legendary fish, and I lost it.
Ooh. Oh, you'll know that it's legendary if it has a little hat
It
on.
did.
Okay. Well, congrats for even getting it on the hook. That's Yeah, they're very rare. They're hard to get.
Task failed successfully.
Yes.
I'm gonna. I always say this, and then I go and Willie's. What do you know? Fishing. I need to upgrade my fishing rod. It's time.
Yes, definitely. I don't think you're going to be able to catch a legendary fish without upgrading. There's also a couple other things you can do. There's a dish of the sea that you can buy from Willie,
Oh yeah.
that will just increase your fishing level. Even if you're already level 10, it'll like treat you as if you're level 12 or something like that.
Wow.
Jared, do you mind if I go to the desert and plant some oak trees to try to get some more oak resin going?
I extremely don't mind.
Uh, do you have any wood left over from building the bridge?
I do. I have 166.
Hey, could I have that for crafting some kegs?
Yes. Where? How do I do this?
You can just put them back in the chest, actually.
Okay.
Grab them.
It is in the chest. Oh, one of the
Cool.
other things we had talked about on stream last time is building a fish farm for sea
Oh yeah,
cucumbers
fish
so we can
farms.
get iridium.
Yeah,
So I
forgot
think
about that.
I just got all of the green algae and seaweed that we need.
Oh, nice.
And then I think we needed some stone. Robin is the person to talk to, question mark?
Yeah, Robin can sell you stone. Oh, and she can build the thing.
Okay. I will check with her tomorrow then.
Okay. It looks like we don't have any diamonds to put in the crystallarium. So keep an eye out for diamonds too.
Okay.
I mean, they don't tend to just wander around, so you know, don't keep too close of an eye out.
I'm not gonna find one on little legs running around the town wildly in the middle of the night.
Nope, not that I know of.
So we've talked about my music on the stream before. I recently released a little album. I tried to release some
Congrats.
music. Thank you. I try to release some music once a year to keep my Spotify page active and just let people know I'm still alive, I guess. Usually I talk about it a little bit on social media, but I haven't done that for this particular album yet. It's made up of songs that I wrote as soundtrack pieces for the podcast that I co-host called Choose a Choice. And it's mostly instrumental. There's an intro like theme song that has me singing, and then there's a very silly song in the middle that has my brother singing. And Berkeley, you actually messaged me about that. It sticks out a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was just like grooving to Jared's sick beats. I forgot that I was listening to Jared's music because it just sounded like any other like programming soundtrack that I would listen to, just music to listen to while you're working on something else.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I hear Jared's brother's voice singing Laser Man and the dog. We're here to steal your stuff. And it was jarring and delightful. I loved it.
But yeah, so it was a lot of fun to put together. It's a little silly, but there's also a lot of other, I guess, more serious music on there, and a couple songs that I'm extremely proud of. Let me pull up a track list because I don't remember the names of my own songs. Some of them I decided while I was actually putting the album up onto Spotify. So my personal favorites in a particular order are Walk Home Slow. This is kind of a homage to lo-fi music, lo-fi beats, lo-fi hip-hop. It's good music to study to if you're not familiar with the genre, but it is typically pretty simple. It can be cheerful, but I find that a lot of it is somewhat melancholy. And much like real life, the podcast has ups and downs. And so Walk Home Slow is one of those songs that was designed to kind of let you feel the moment. A little somber, a little contemplative, but really fun to write and really fun to do the sound design on. There's a couple sounds on that one that are, I don't know, I guess a little bit different from what I'm used to hearing. Oh no, the spreading weeds have caused damage to your farm.
Dang.
And at the end of the track, there's a piano that it's all virtual. It's all virtual instruments, so it's not a real piano. But I set up some effects that take the piano from sounding like a high quality recording that you might listen to today normally, and slowly transition to kind of a vinyl or tape sound with noise and detune and some distortion, and it, you know, just kind of that old school crackly thin piano sound. I'm really proud of that transition. I cooked it up myself, and I've never heard anybody else do something like that. So I'm sure somebody has, but that was a really fun creative outlet for me on Walk Home Slow. And then I would say that the other one is Defeat. That's my number 2 favorite from the album. And that's kind of a long, slow bleed of a song. It's very electronic. All my music is pretty electronic. And this one in particular features a kind of down-sampled electronic groove. And then over the top is some guitar. I don't play guitar, but my dad does, and we were messing around one night, and he threw down a bit of a solo for me, and it sat on my hard drive for a few years. I didn't use it for anything, but as I was going to publish this episode that the song appeared on, I didn't have an outro for it yet, and I was going back through my back catalog of unreleased music, and I heard that solo, and then I heard this song, and it just clicked for me. So I edited together some pieces of my dad's solo over the music, and it just feels really epic to me. It's kind of like a weird mix between jazz, blues, and EDM. And I know that sounds terrible, but for me, it really, really, really works on that track called Defeat. So those are my top two. I'll probably post about it on our Instagram, but I just wanted to share it with you guys because we've talked about it before, and yeah, I'm still making music, and I love it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I love Jared's music. He's a great musician,
Thank
a
you.
great composer. So where can people find you?
Oh yeah, so I'm on Spotify as Walkers Talkers,
Not
and
walking, talking, which is
not
what I look for every time.
not walking talking, Walkers Talkers, and that's where all of my professionally created music goes. But I also have a couple of SoundCloud pages. There's a Walkers Talkers SoundCloud page that has some bootleg remixes on it, and a lo-fi version of Young and Beautiful, if you're familiar with that song by Lana Del Rey, along with a couple other remixes that I've done and some of my normal music as well. And then I've got my personal SoundCloud, J4R3D, that has a lot of my less polished kind of experimental project stuff on it. And so if you're ever in the mood to see how far I've come, that's the place to look.
Nice. Well said. Cyber Surfer in the chat says that they've been listening to your stuff quite a bit. And Babarma says, "Aw." I think about the guitar solo that you used.
Yeah, it's I don't know. My dad has been playing guitar for a long time, um, and does a great job with it. But he's tried to teach me, and I'm afraid I've been a difficult student. But I'm always impressed, and he's been getting into recording too, which is cool.
Oh,
So
nice.
I look forward to working with him again in the future, maybe on some stuff for the podcast or something else. All right, I bought an iridium rod. I think that's the best
Nice.
rod.
Yeah. So that one's gonna allow you to use bait, which lets you catch fish more frequently, and it will let you use a spinner. And each spinner comes with different benefits. I think that there's one in particular, maybe there's two that make it easier to catch fish, which is probably what you're gonna want for catching legendary fish. Um, there's other ones that make it like more likely to get a treasure chest and things like that that are cool, but probably not what we're looking for right now.
Okay. I think that I'm gonna go with the trap bobber so that fish
Ooh.
don't escape as quickly when I'm not reeling them in, because I think that's where I'm struggling. But the cork bobber, which increases the fishing bar size of the barbed hook, which causes the bar to cling to the catch, might be useful. The
My
barbed hook.
personal
Oh, go ahead.
okay. My personal experience with the one that like makes it cling to the catch is that it changed the rhythm enough for me that it just messed me up
Oh,
more than it was
interesting.
helpful.
Okay.
Um, I I can't that can't be the dominant opinion though, otherwise that spinner wouldn't exist. So take that with a grain of salt.
Okay. Well, we've got enough money to try a few out, and since this is like one of the main goals, I'm gonna grab three and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, sounds good. We've got a lot of bait at home, but feel free to buy some from Willie if you want it now.
Okay. I didn't. I don't like that it's disposable. So, I just don't like refilling stuff, I guess.
You don't like consumables?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. No comment.
Oh man.
Well, Jared, I have some more trivia. Are you ready
Oh
for a little
yes.
trivia game?
I love me some trivia.
Okay, if you haven't been to our last few streams, we have been doing some Stardew Valley trivia almost every single stream for a while now. The only exception is when we did fanfiction.net trivia. It feels weird to say. Was that an out of left field decision? I apologize if it was. I was just thinking of what I had time to prepare.
I received some personal feedback from people who thought it was really fun. So
Oh, cool. Glad to hear it. All right. Well, today I'm back to Stardew Valley. I've got some dialogue from different characters. So I've got a bunch of these that I've got grouped. So I'll read you three quotes and tell you three people, and you'll have to match the people with the quotes.
okay,
Um, or maybe I'll let you guess first, and then I'll give you the three people.
okay,
Um, and then at the end I'll have some where it's just open-ended. You have to guess who the person is. So this first group of dialogue, the category is crotchety old men. Um, the first quote is, "Sometimes I'll hide an egg too well and no one finds it. Well, until summer rolls around. Then the hot air starts to bring out the rotten smell." The second quote is, "Every Wednesday I have buckwheat waffles and coffee for breakfast. It's a little tradition I keep to keep the bachelor life interesting."
okay. That's just kind of endearing. That one I'm endeared by.
Yeah, these quotes themselves aren't actually crotchety. It's just the people behind them. Um, and the third one is, "Aren't you cold? They don't make sweaters like they used to."
Okay, so the egg one. First off, I just want to say, if you had, can you read it first again, real quick?
Yeah, sometimes I'll hide an egg too well and no one finds it
Okay,
until summer rolls around.
that's all that I wanted to hear of it. But I just want to say, if you have that problem, you're the one who hit it. Go get it, man. You don't have to just let it rot. Come on.
He didn't say it was a problem.
All right. Well, it sounds like a problem to me, and I'm gonna say Mayor Lewis, 1,000%.
Interesting.
I think he runs the Easter egg thing, right? So it makes sense that it's him.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and he seems like the type of guy who couldn't solve his own problems. So there's that.
Yeah, that's good logic, but that is not Mayor Lewis.
Oh man.
Um, Also, if you're following along in the chat, feel free to guess on these as well.
Okay.
So the three people that said these quotes are George, Lewis, and Willie. But Lewis was not the one that said the one that you guessed
Okay.
before.
Um, I think George gives me the sweater vibes,
Okay, that is correct. Ding ding ding.
and I think Willie. Well, okay, so obviously Willie's the one who hides the eggs then, because I was wrong about Mayor Lewis. But that makes me sad that Willie didn't say the buckwheat waffles and coffee. That's the items, right?
Yeah.
So, because that's just an endearing thing, and I don't want Mayor Lewis to have that.
Well, unfortunately, he does. Um, yes, that one was Mayor Lewis.
Come on. Make him easier to hate, please.
Cyber Surfer says sick Mayor Lewis burn.
Thanks.
We're full of them here.
Turned out to be unfounded,
Um,
but I still, you know.
Jared, I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
I placed a keg in a place that blocked off a useful pathway behind our house. And I don't know if we can use bombs to like move our kegs, so we might just be stuck with that.
Yeah.
Um, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold on to the rest of our kegs until we can make a shed, and that will let us place all of our kegs and know that they won't be in the way.
Okay. By the way,
So,
Berkeley, legendary fish caught. I did it.
oh my goodness, Jared, that is amazing. I have never caught a legendary fish. I
Oh,
have tried
wow.
and I have not succeeded. I can't believe you did that on your second in-game day of ever trying to catch a legendary fish.
Well, it helps that we have enough money that I can ball out on the nicest gear.
Still, I used the nicest gear when I tried.
Also,
Wow.
not to brag, but I did also get a treasure. So,
Okay, well that's so boring compared to legendary fish. Why would you even say that?
well, it was at the
Um,
same time, you
I
know.
don't even remember what we need to do with the legendary fish. I think you just need to catch it. Um, we can save it and put it in an aquarium in our house someday
Okay.
if we want.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
wow, Congratulations.
Could I put it in the fish pond?
I don't think you can put it in the fish pond.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to go talk to Robin to get the fish pond. That's okay. Okay. Where would you like me to save our fish? I have a super cucumber over in the mining chest.
Maybe we should start another chest for fish.
Okay.
You can stick them wherever they fit for now because we don't have enough wood to make another chest.
Okay.
Because I've been using it for things. I should take this mahogany seed to the desert and plant it. Scamble says use it to make sushi. Do not use it to make sushi.
Legendary sushi.
It has all the stats of normal sushi, just more expensive. All right, well, good job on that dialogue game. You got it by process of elimination. Okay, this next category, I don't have a good name for it. I'm gonna call it onboarding. It's stuff that people say to kind of like teach you about the game and the world.
Okay.
So, number one, the saloon can get pretty lively at night. Sometimes we even put a coin in the jukebox.
Wow. Real party animals.
Number two.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, let me give all three. Number two, I saw the most beautiful family of butterflies sunning themselves in the town garden yesterday. And number three, have you met everyone in town yet? That sounds exhausting.
Okay. Number three is giving me introvert vibes. As a fellow introvert, real recognize real. But the problem is that I don't know any of the people in the game well enough to know who's introverted. So, man, Marnie doesn't live in town, technically. So I could see that being one of her lines, maybe. But there's a couple other antisocial people, including, I think, some of the teenagers. Who's the kid with the skateboard?
Sam.
Sam. Could be Sam. I feel like... I don't really know. This is just coming from the very, very questionable memories that I have. But I was thinking maybe Sam is not very nice to people all the time.
Interesting.
So maybe he is a little antisocial.
Yeah, he's definitely got some like selfish teenager vibes. Seems younger than the other dateable characters to me. So let me give you the people. So, because it is a little bit misleading. I was surprised when I saw that last quote coming from this person. So the three people giving these quotes are, I threw Lewis in there again. We've got Robin and Evelyn.
Oh. Well, Robin doesn't live in town. Mayor Lewis is a politician, so he's physically incapable of saying something that would alienate his voters. And Evelyn is the older lady, right?
Yeah.
So, to be honest about being exhausted, I feel like is an older person trait. And they like to commiserate about things. the old people. So, I would say maybe Evelyn for that one.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
And we've got a... Well, yeah, let's hear one more guess. We've got a correct guess in the chat, but I don't want to spoil it for you if you want to take another stab at it.
Well, okay, I'll just say Robin. She lives outside town in nature.
That is correct.
All right.
Yeah, that one came from Robin. So we've got the saloon. We sometimes even put a coin in the jukebox. And we've got everyone in town. That sounds exhausting.
Okay. Wait. Didn't we just say that one was Robin? Everyone in town? That sounds
Oh,
exhausting.
that is Robin. Yes. Sorry,
Okay.
did we say that? I missed it.
Yeah.
That was said in. Oh, you did say that. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I got confused between what you said and what was said in the chat. I think I've spoiled this. So, yeah, Robin said, "Have you met everyone in town? That sounds exhausting." Evelyn, we've got it in the chat, but I don't think you've said it yet.
Okay. Um, Sometimes we put a coin in the jukebox. That sounds like an old person thing to say. Uh, but does Evelyn go to the bar? I don't know. Also, I don't. Oh, yeah, farm buildings. That would be why I don't see it. Oh, and we don't have room to build buildings right now.
Oh, yeah. Dang. We'll
That
have
is
to
a-okay.
some bump.
Anyways, yeah, so maybe Evelyn is the jukebox, but then again, Mary Lewis is unironically lame all the time. So I could see him saying that out of his lameness, thinking it was exciting. Uh what's the other quote? Say the other quote again.
I saw the most beautiful family of butterflies sunning themselves in the
Yeah,
town
Mary
garden
Lewis would
yesterday.
never appreciate the true beauty of the town around him. That's got to be Evelyn.
Nice. Yeah, that one is Evelyn, and the saloon quote is indeed Mayor Lewis. Someone in the chat, Sinus Relief 99 says Evelyn is the most fanfic Stardew character. Is
Really?
that true? Is that a real fact? That feels
Suspicious to
difficult
me.
to believe. Like, how do you compete with Sebastian? Is the main thing.
That's the neat part. You don't. All right, I need to be
Okay.
hitting that bomb getting grind, which means I need to be fishing so I have more spending money.
We've got 60,000. I think you can go for it. Actually, do you mind if I upgrade my backpack for 10,000 gold?
Oh, please do.
I'm finally hitting a point where I'm running out of space every single day,
Yeah,
and I'm ready to not do that.
this will be your perk for being single-handedly responsible for the success of our
You caught a
entire
legendary
planning.
fish, my man.
Well, yeah, but only because you told me they existed. I didn't know that was a real thing.
Okay, that's fair. Deluxe pack. Oh, Sanders Leaf was just doing a throwback to last week. Oh, nice.
Ah,
Okay.
yes,
Whew.
the
I,
fanfics.
the
I
fanfic.
do think that it would be hilarious if Evelyn was the most fanficked character.
Yeah, let's make it happen, people. If we all write 10,000 a day for the next month, I think we can.
Wait, how many Stardew fanfics are there? There's probably a ton, isn't there?
Yeah.
That's disappointing in like just this sense. Berkeley, question for you. Once I catch a
Yes,
legendary
sir.
fish, can I catch it again?
I think that if you sell it, then you can catch it again.
Okay.
I don't know for sure though, so let's not test that theory until we look it up.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep fishing in the same spot in case it is possible.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm buying some copper for copper bars for various crafting things.
Okay.
Do you want me to also get some copper for bombs?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Like 50 if you have it. If you have
Yeah,
the cash.
I got the cash. We've used half of our cash from today. All right. You ready for the next category?
Yeah, hit me.
Okay, so this is things people say at festivals. So, number one, I'm waiting for this clown to start doing something funny. Pretty disappointing. This is maybe my favorite one that I'm going to share tonight.
At chat.
Pretty disappointing. Okay, it's a lot of fun to cook with pumpkin. Such an interesting fruit.
Wait, hang on though. Pumpkin actually fruit? Because I would have said it
Right?
was a squash.
That's why we saved this one.
Okay.
Oh, also I should mention, thank you, Megan, in the chat for helping me find all of these quotes. It's about half and half on ones that she found and ones that I found. So huge thank you. Including that one, which she saved because of the interesting fruit part. Okay, and then our last one is just a few steps over there. Gus is grilling up a batch of pork ribs. Yikes. I've got some soul searching to do. Um,
What?
this was said in front of some very cute pigs.
Okay.
And I'll just give you the people so we can keep this moving.
Okay.
So we've got Gus, Kent, and Harvey on these three.
I love the thought of Gus having an existential crisis about his own pork ribs, but that can't be true. So
Well spotted.
you said Gus, Kent, and Harvey, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know any of them super well, to be honest. Harvey's the doctor, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And would he say that about a clown? And Gus is Gus the bartender
Yes. Slash chef.
slash chef?
Hint, hint.
Okay. So you said hint like I would immediately know, but I can't remember all the quotes anymore. So
Do you
now,
want to go through them again?
okay, well we know he's not going to be doing the pork ribs one. He could be the clown one.
Could be the clown one. And then the third option is it's fun to cook with pumpkin. Such an interesting fruit.
Okay, well now that you say it, now that you've basically told me the answer, I'm going to say Gus for that one.
Okay, that is correct.
Oh, wow. Amazing. The clowns. I feel like Harvey would be. I feel like the syntax is so I'm waiting for the clown to do something funny. So disappointing. That's probably Harvey. I feel like. Just.
That is incorrect.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that one is Kent. Yeah, just pretty characteristically blunt for him, I think.
Kent is the military man. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then the pork ribs is Harvey. Is okay. There's a myth that was popular on the internet for a while that like human beings tasted like pork.
Oh.
Cannibal doctor? Question mark.
Don't like that.
That's fair. That is fair. Okay, what else do you have for me?
Okay. Oh right, yeah. So next one is things that people say on Ginger Island.
Can I
So
guess?
you want to guess what they said?
Wow, it's Ginger Island. Wow.
Wow, twice for effect. Press Y to wow. Campbell says ethical cannibalism. I think a doctor cannibal is the least ethical cannibalism because then you can't be a good doctor, right?
Oh, I don't know. It's maybe.
What did Hippocrates say? Taste no harm. I forget. Okay, so Ginger Island quotes. Oh no, I forgot to clip my toenails.
What?
I already spotted a rare crab. This place is great. And an island this big has got to be hiding some buried treasure. Quick, get me a shovel. And those are coming from Abigail, Clint, and Demetrius.
All right. I feel like Clint is the toenail clipper forgetter and awkward
Ding, ding,
enough to
ding.
say it out loud.
Rule number one of trying to date Mr. Clint, you cannot mention your toenails.
I feel like Demetrius would be the one who's like, oh, I bet there's buried treasure. Hey, you, go get me a shovel. He seems like he likes to make other people do stuff for him, like as a scientist.
Okay.
And
Good thinking.
I don't know. I don't know. So who is the other person?
Abigail.
Okay, I don't know Abigail hardly at all. What is she into? Do you know?
Yeah, her main thing is witchcraft.
Okay.
No, just kidding. Well, kind of kidding. She does have a Ouija board in her room and a cutscene where she uses it with you. She also has several cutscenes about wanting to be an adventurer like wishing her dad would let her train with a sword and go into the mines and whatnot.
Okay, so maybe some treasure thoughts
Hmm.
there. Berkeley, I don't know if I'm making it home in time. I don't know if I left early enough.
Yeah, run like the wind. Good luck.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say Demetrius for buried treasure still, because he just seems like the type of person to just really be bossy.
Yeah, I like your logic, but that is incorrect.
Okay.
Abigail is the one that wants to go searching for buried treasure. And Demetrius is the one that's excited about crabs.
Oh, I should have thought about that. Of course, he's into
Hmm.
natural science. Of course, he'd be excited about crabs.
Yeah, no shame. They're tricky questions. Okay, I think we've got time for one more category, and then we can save the other one for next time. Do you
Okay.
want to do spicy, or do you want to do the open-ended ones where the quotes are just so quintessentially that person that I couldn't come up with a category?
Give me open ended.
Okay. So I've got a bunch of these, and for each one, you'll just guess the person. This isn't multiple choice.
Okay.
So, number one, thanks for stopping by. I needed to think about something other than legumes for a while.
Oh man. Um, I'm blanking on his name right now, but the shopkeeper. What's his Pierre? Yeah, I would
Pierre.
guess Pierre.
Okay, good guess. Not correct. Do you want
Okay.
a second try?
I would. Can I get the copper from you, or can you tell me where it is?
Oh yeah, it's all. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I turned it all into copper bars.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I've got 13 in my inventory that I'll put in this chest.
Okay.
Um, I'm sorry, I was on autopilot, just smelting away.
Well,
You can go buy some more.
it's kind of tough to keep track of a game and run another game in your head at the same time. So, I think you get a pass. Okay. Legumes. Yeah. Who who's thinking about legumes besides Pierre who sells legumes? I don't, because like we're the only farmers. And I haven't heard or seen anybody actually eating beans. In fact,
Yeah, I'll do that in private when you're not watching.
I don't even know if you can grow any beans besides coffee beans.
Grow some string beans, I think.
Oh, okay. Man, I have no idea. Well, we know Marnie is sort of a farmer, but again, weird. That's a weird guess because she's more of a livestock lady.
Hmm.
Gus likes to cook, so I guess he could be thinking about beans to cook, maybe. Um, but thanks for stopping by. So that's somebody who might be a little lonely, and Gus is not lonely. Gus has so many people around him all the time. Well, who do I know that's lonely? Clint? But would Clint talk about beans? No. Linus? Would Linus talk about beans? Maybe. What's he got in his little pot on the campfire? Is that beans? Oh, there's not a pot. I completely imagined that. It's just a campfire. Um, yeah, I don't know. Let's go with Linus.
Okay, another good guess. Not correct. This was maybe a little bit mean of me to do this twice in a row, but this one was Demetrius again.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about
I
crabs
He
and
used the very
legumes.
sciency word for beans. So,
Yeah. Mm. Okay. Next one. Keep this rolling. I saw a spider on my ceiling last night. They sure like the warmth. I hope he didn't crawl into my mouth while I was asleep.
oh no. Dang, that is very open-ended. That could happen to anybody. Um, You know what? I'm just gonna throw one out. Sebastian.
Ooh, good guess. Try Sebastian's best friend. Do you know that? Is that a mean hint?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know it. I'm not his best friend, but I could be. Um, yeah. Who does Sebastian hang out with? Uh, maybe the girl with purple hair.
Oh yeah, so that is one of his two close friends that he hangs out with. This was said by the other one.
Oh man. Okay. Uh, Probably somebody young. Yeah. I don't think I know their name, but does he work like stocking the shelves at Pierre's?
He works sweeping the floor at Jojo Mart.
Oh,
This one was Sam, the skateboard
oh,
guy.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's who I was imagining. But yeah, definitely not at Pierre's.
Hmm. Okay, next one. Let's do two more. This one is a simple one. You smell like grass.
That's got to be one of the kids,
Yeah, nice.
but I don't know all
Any
the
guesses
kids'
who?
names.
There's two kids. There's Vincent and Jazz.
Jazz. We're going with Jazz.
Nice. Congratulations. You done it.
Think.
And for our last quote, let's see. Let's go with Doctor. I'd like to go with the natural remedy if possible. So this is said in Harvey's office.
Who is the person who lives on the beach?
Ooh, Elliot.
Yes, that's my thought, Elliot.
Good guess. Not correct.
Okay. Um, what about the lady who does the crystals? And also the hallucinogenic tea. I might have imagined the crystals. That might be my bias showing right now.
So Caroline does the hallucinogenic tea. I don't know if she does any crystals, and she does not say this, although I like your logic.
Natural remedy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, George, he asked for a pepper to rub on his knee. That's pretty natural. George.
Yeah, wow. Um, Again, not correct though. This one was Emily.
All right.
If anyone does crystals, I think it's Emily, but I can't remember a specific instance of crystals. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so those open-ended ones I'm feeling are a little too tricky to be fun. I think in the future we'll
Uh,
stick to that
um,
matching.
yeah. I mean, I think if I were to ask you, you probably could get it. But for myself, I just don't have enough knowledge.
I don't know. Yeah, they were tricky ones. The spider in my room, and anyone could have a spider in the room. Um, okay, nice job though. That was fun.
Yeah. So Berkeley, before the stream, I don't know if we have enough time to get fully into it, but you were telling me a little bit about a game that you've been playing that got you thinking about the theme of storytelling, where players are, or what? Maybe it's not just players, but it could be video games, it could be books, it could be movies, where people feel compelled to choose a side, but neither side is necessarily the clear, ethically correct choice.
Yeah, yeah. We were chatting about I don't know what to call this. Maybe like both sides narrative, where like you said, there's two opposing sides. Usually, the audience member wants to pick between them, and they really do have enough strengths and weaknesses on both sides where it's hard to say which one is the more moral choice. So in a traditional story, you've got like the protagonist who's good and the antagonist who's evil, and the whole conflict of the story is about the good overcoming the evil.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I first started thinking about this when I was running Dungeons and Dragons games, and I wanted to set up a scenario where there were two equally viable sides. that had legitimate differences. So if you just have like two businesses and the people can choose which business they want to work with, that's not much of a choice.
Mhm.
But like if you have, um, yeah, if you have sides that have meaningful differences but are both good and bad in their own ways, I think that's a much more interesting story to tell. And from my experience, a much more difficult story to tell. And I've just played a few games recently that did this well. So I mentioned last time I'm playing Disco Elysium, which has it's a murder mystery, but there's also like factions that you can kind of align yourself with. There's like the working class people who are like you have a natural inclination to want to join, and then you've got the corporation that has come in to like shut down a strike. So at first glance, it seems clear cut. Um, Over the course of the game, you find out that the working class people seem a little bit. There's definitely some racism among them. It seems like they're more violent, more antagonistic towards you as a police officer, um, and some other complications that I think, at least where I'm at halfway through the game, it's you've got two legitimate sides that are both a little bit hard to swallow because of their weaknesses and also have strengths that you want to promote. This also made me think about Skyrim, where there's a Civil War quest line in the game where you can choose to either ally yourself with the imperialists that are from another country and want to come impose their rule, or the locals that are trying to rise up against them. Um, and in this case, again, the locals are the ones that have some racism and have some other issues that make them a little bit unpalatable as well. So yeah, I've just been thinking about that motif. Curious if you had any um, thoughts or insights about it.
Definitely. So I've played several games that are like this. One of them is Skyrim. Everybody knows Skyrim. But another one is called Far Cry 4. And I will say I don't recommend anybody to play the Far Cry series. They try to be edgy in ways that I think are kind of silly, to be honest. But Far Cry 4 is a pretty fun game. The premise is that you're visiting this country that you're from. Your mom kind of, well, emigrated with you when you were young, and you go back to like bury her, spread her ashes. And once you do, you get caught up in the Civil War because it turns out that your parents were somewhat important in that country. And either side you choose. So if you choose to go with this more, the country is called Kirdat, which is like similar to Pakistan or maybe Nepal of today. I'm not super familiar with that region of the world, so if you're from that area and I've just mortally offended you, I'm sorry. It's from ignorance, not willfully. But the idea basically is that you can choose a more traditional faction, which tries to uphold the local culture and religion and protect like historical sites, or you can choose the more modern faction, which is championing women's rights, but also gets into drug trafficking to try to make money for the regime. So you don't know it at first, but either side you choose ends up having a lot of kind of ugly facets. And I don't know if you've already said this, but pre-stream you said that, that's kind of like real life, right? Nobody is perfect, and no faction is going to be perfect. Skyrim, I have very strong feelings about, and this is a flaw in my character, I think, but I always side with the Imperials because while they're an invading force and they're taking over like the indigenous Nord land, they also aren't racist, horrible people for the most part. But that's a very shallow kind of surface level decision. I always side with them because of that, but you do find out that they also prevent the free practice of religion as part of a treaty that they made with another faction. So there is one particular god that has been banned in their pantheon because of a war that they fought and I believe lost to the High Elves in that game. So like you said, there's so many examples, but sometimes I can appreciate the nuance, but in Skyrim, I can't stand Skyrim belongs to the Nords. That's like the Make America Great Again call, 10,
Hmm.
not 10 years, but like, I don't know, 2012 or 2010 is when it came out. So what would that have been? 5 or 6 years before it actually happened, IRL. And so yeah, that was enough for me to make up my mind without considering the detriment of the side that I chose, I guess.
Interesting. Do you have time to do one more day so we can keep talking about this?
Um oh no, I just fell asleep outdoors.
Oh no.
I should probably run, but we can definitely
Okay.
pick it up at the beginning of next stream.
Okay, let's do that. All right. Wow, 11,000 gold today. Nice. Um, so we've started selling some more wine. I succeeded in making another keg today and got some more tappers made so that we can make more kegs in the future. So that was my contribution, and Jared caught a legendary fish. Wowzers. Incredible. Um, and yeah, we've started amassing gifts for you to give out.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, no worries. So the goat cheese and the peaches are both loved gifts for Robin. The
Okay.
oranges are loved gifts for Gus, and the truffles are loved gifts for Leah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but we can talk about that next time.
Well, thank you guys. It's been another productive couple of days here on Anti Tools Farm. If you're having fun with us, check out the About section on our Twitch channel. You can find our Linktree link there, which will take you to our Instagram or our YouTube. On our YouTube, we post, our backlog, our streams. If you've missed one or had to step away partway through, you can catch up on what you missed there. And on Instagram, we announce our streaming schedule, so you know when we'll be and where we'll be. Anything
Hey,
else,
Jared.
Berkeley?
Yeah, come to the greenhouse.
Oh, something's happening in the greenhouse.
Yeah, it's just me running laps. I'm doing my own pacer test. Come see.
Oh,
Psych, it's snow yams. It's
look
snow
at all
yams.
those snow yams.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
Well,
Okay,
that
that's all.
that means
We'll,
we're done, right?
well, we need the apple and
Oh, we
pomegranate
need
still.
apple. Okay, yeah.
Two more days in game, and we'll be in fall, and we can start harvesting those.
Wow.
Next
Time
stream, I think.
flies. Yep.
Next stream, we can finish the community center, unless we were wrong about what fruit trees we planted.
Only one way to find out.
uh, you know what? I'm actually not seeing an apple tree, a pomegranate tree.
What about these two weird saplings down here?
I think this is probably our apple and pomegranate, and they're not fully grown yet. Dang it.
That's okay. They'll get there.
Okay, a few more weeks. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.